like a hearse, you die to get.
Alright, so this week we're expanding on the things I like. So that's what we're going to focus on first. The things I like. Alright, so first it's going to be shows, movies, and mention of a documentary because, well, it sounded interesting so I want to watch it. And I will probably let you know if I actually enjoy any of them. Yeah, so first we'll talk about shows and movies and the documentary I was supposed to see. And we'll talk about shows that I like, that I should probably finish, some of them. And maybe movies, if there's time. And the documentaries I tend to like tend to be, serial killers and psychology things. Or, just, interesting diseases, like, well, disease is a bad word, but, just interesting things, like there was a woman who had, like, elephant leg sort of things. They weren't actually elephant legs, but they were just really big, kind of mutilated. But anyways, so they don't actually need paper. So the shows I have to see because my friends recommended them. There's 4 of them. There's Attack on Titans, which is an anime, and from the sounds of it, it's basically these people in a post-apocalyptic world. If I'm correct, I'm not actually sure. And they're fighting these giant naked babies, which sounds kind of weird, but there's lots of fire and really cool fight scenes. So, oh, and there was a girl just randomly eating a potato because it's like this army thing. And this is the only bit I've seen because my friend was like, "You have to see this bit," and I'm like, "Okay." So we played it, and the guy's just like, "You back there," and he's just like, "Why are you eating a potato?" And she's just like, What'd she say? She said she grabbed it in the kitchen or something, and then they made the call, so she's just like, can't eat my potato later, so she's just in the ranks just eating a potato. And it was funny. I liked it. But yeah, so that's Attack on Titans. It sounds like it's maybe only 13 episodes long, maybe 24 first season. So I'm assuming they're still making seasons. What is up with the screen? Why did you do that? You made it all black. Oh well, it's just focusing on me. Just highlighting me. I don't know. The lighting in my room is crap. It's a really dark light. I should probably get a new light bulb. That might help. Yeah, then the next one is also an anime. I refer to it as Monobear because I can't say the actual name of the show. And, there's a teddy bear called Monobear. And it's the best teddy bear ever. There's, half of it's white, and got the nice eye, the nice smile. The other half is black with this dark, jagged eye and the creepy, jagged teeth smile, and it's just black all down there, white down there, so it's like a panda bear they messed up. And it's a really awesome show because I've seen maybe 6 episodes, maybe a little less. And it's basically the mono bear. He takes 13 people, give or take a few, and they're all put in the school building, and they're told that they can't get out unless they kill someone and get away with it. So what you have to do is you have to kill one of the classmates, and then everyone else has to try to figure everything out, get all the clues together. And they get into this big jury room with a circle thing that goes like that, and the mono bear sits on the middle. And they're all trying to figure out who did it, and if they guess right, that person dies. If they guess wrong, they all die, and the killer walks away free. So, so I have to see that. I'm gonna be watching that this weekend with my friend. Hopefully, we're supposed to hang out, and we're also gonna watch one of the movies I'll mention later. The next one I have to watch is The L Word, which is mentioned by my friend who mentioned the movie. One of the movies. There's 5 movies? 5 movies, yes. But yeah, so the next one is The L Word, which is apparently a group of lesbians and just, following how they deal with relationships, sex, and a bunch of other stuff. So, I thought that'd be interesting because, there's not a lot of shows or books about, the gay community. I've seen a few books, not a lot of movies, not a lot of shows based on that. There'll be some that's got the gay couple, like in Friends. They've got Carol and Susan. Carol is Ross, the main character's ex-wife, and they have a son named Ben. And Ross is Monica's older brother, and they're main characters too. But yeah, so I'm excited to see that, and I also have to see. Well, I'd also like to see Girls, and that's just something I heard on the radio. They were talking about the show, and the person was like, "Oh yeah, it's really witty, and I really like, the journey of the show." And it sounded interesting because it sounds like one of the actresses is trying to change the way society views women and like bigger women and stuff like that. Because apparently she's not like the super skinny model, and I'm just like, that's cool. I want to see that. And yeah, so that's all the shows I want to see. And then for movies, there's In Bruges, I think it's called, which is one my friend Jake mentioned. Apparently, it's a funny but dark. Oh, it's a funny, dark British show. Darn it, movie. Don't really know what it's about, other than the fact that it's a dark British comedy. My other friend saw it and he said it was amazing, so he really liked it, and of course Jake really liked it. So I'm gonna see that. And then the next one Jake suggested is The Room. Actually, no, he constantly recommends it because it's so bad. Like the filming is so bad that it's hilarious to watch. I have seen a few scenes from it. It's so funny. The lines come out clearly scripted, and just the scenes are ridiculous. I wish I could think of some. Like I know there's one where he's on the balcony or roof or something. He's like, "I did not hit that woman." And he's got an accent and everything going on about like he did not hit that woman or something like that. It's so funny. So I want to see that 'cause it's really bad. And then The Roommate. The Roommate is the one that was mentioned by my friend who suggested the L Word, and who I'm going to see Mono Bear with. Yeah, she suggested The Roommate, which is apparently the reason she doesn't want to go to college and get a roommate, because apparently it was really creepy. So we're gonna watch that, get kind of freaked out by that. Possibly. I don't know, we'll see if I actually get scared by that. The second last movie I want to see is Akira, which is an anime. It's an older movie. It seems like it's a sci-fi, and all I know is the guy rides around on a motorcycle, and it's a really cool looking motorcycle. So, and he fights. What does he fight? Maybe like some robotic alien thing. I don't know. He's clearly fighting something. And my one friend loved it. She's just like, "Yeah, it was my favorite movie when I was a kid. Oh my gosh, you should watch it." And I'm like, "Okay, it's great to know." And then my other friend was like, "Yeah, we saw it. It was pretty good. It was a nice movie. I liked the show." And I'm like, "Alright, you're not as enthusiastic about it, but whatever. People have their different opinions." And the last movie I want to see is Dark Shadows, because that looked really funny, but apparently my friend was kind of disappointed by that. But it looks funny because, Johnny Depp's a vampire, and there's sexy people in the movie. So, that'll be interesting to see how they deal with that, especially since, like, from the preview I've seen, he dies, like, years, maybe centuries before. And of course, like, he comes back as a vampire. He's trying to run, I guess, like, his family estate again, trying to get it back up. And he's old-fashioned, so he's trying to deal with modern times, and I'm just like, that's gotta be amusing. And the documentary I want to see is A Tale of Two Brains, which apparently is scientifically showing the differences between men and women. Apparently, it does prove that women are always thinking about something, and men can, just go for a while without thinking anything. It's kind of, just in space, drives women crazy, and I'm just kind of like, why? I mean, they can think of nothing. Why not? I mean, if I could, I would. But my brain's always moving something. Like, I'll be thinking about this, notice something else, be like, oh, hey, that was weird. So that's what I do. And apparently women are really talkative and, like, need to talk. But I don't know if it's, need to talk about problems or just talk in general. Because I go through bits and pieces, bits and bytes. Oh my gosh. I wish I had bits and bytes. I don't have bits and bytes, though. Actually, no, I might. I'll have to go look later. But yeah, so, like, I'll go between, like, some days I'll be really talkative, some days I'm like, I don't want to talk. It also depends who I'm with. If I'm with someone who's really talkative, I'm like, yes, I don't have to talk. Because otherwise I'm with friends who are going to be talking, and like they can only carry on the conversation. So I have to think of conversations and what to talk about. So at that point I'm going to be talkative. So, and of course my brain works too fast for me to be talkative. So sometimes I'll be talking, and then I'll mess up the word and try to fix it, but then my mind will be over here, and it's bad trying to get it all together. And then it was bad today also because I was writing for my friend Snow for her math exam, and while I'm talking, I'm like writing and it's talking about something completely different, and also like listening to her. So I wrote like number wrong. I wrote it like Nuber. That's how I wrote it. It was Nuber. That was how I spelled number. And I'm like, screw it. I can't write this and talk to you at the same time. I'm like, number sign. Done. So yeah. So those are all the things I have to see. That's it for now. And next week Jackie will be on. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna talk about, but I have to remind her that we're doing that. So see you next week.